Greetings and salutations, welcome back to another edition of the YouTube channel Too Many Plugins in Delta X-Ray. I'm your host Alex. Today we're going to do part 2 of Medal of Honor Warfighter. We're just going to go quickly here through the system specs for anybody who's interested in it. We're running here just the Ryzen 5 5500, 6-core 12-threaded chip. It's the Zen core over here. No, we don't want anything of that. Mainboard we're using is the Asus Prime B450MK. It's the first revision of it. Memory we're running DDR4 in 3200 megahertz, CL16. A memory kit 2x8 8 gigabytes in dual channel, so 3200, the highest that the CPU supports. So this is the memories we are using over here. It's really a kit. That's then SD Hynix, but it's by G-Skill. It's the Aegis. I have difficulty in saying that, sorry about that. Graphics card is the NVIDIA Quadro K2200. That's actually just a GeForce 750 Ti, actually, GM107 die on it. A 28 nanometer TDP is 39.5 watts. Can go as high as 58, but that's not even on the gaming. That's only if you're doing like benchmarks or something, or rendering, then it could hit that. But in general, it's way lower than that. So 58 is the max TDP. That this is 4 gigabytes. GDDR5, Samsung, and 128-bit memory interface. It says here 4 gigabytes, but the funny thing is that actually it has more on it. It doesn't show it over here, but if I would use GPU Z, I don't know if I have that installed. Let me see it actually. If I have no, I don't actually. I don't have that installed. But then it even shows that actually the memory size is 4296 instead of 4096. So it has an extra 200 megahertz, 200 megabytes extra on the core, because it's a Quadro K2200. These cards sometimes are equipped with more. That's what we are running over here. For all information, by the way, EA's Medal of Honor Warfighter came out in October 13 of 2012, and after just playing a little bit for 1 hour and 15 minutes or something, the first stream that I did, all of a sudden the time played jumped also to 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is really weird what happened over here, because that was exactly the time that I started downloading it, but I only played it for 1.5 hours, so something here is completely off. And I've, by the way, originally way more hours in this game, so very weird. Came out in October 2012, so almost in the end of 2012, beginning of 2013 that it came out. I had it just wrong. It's a Frostbite engine 2.0, so it's the same one that they used in Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, so there you go. That's the engine they are running over here. I think that Battlefield 4 is Frostbite engine 2.5. Anyway, let's continue here the story. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Within the recording, I was just replaying the live stream that I made. I saw that in the end of the stream, all of a sudden the screen got really small, and I saw somebody else having the same problem also that was streaming it. There's something that they're doing with the cutscenes over there, and that part where he's driving in the car is just all of a sudden a strange resolution, or how do you call it, the contrast ratio, 16 point. It goes also to 4.3 or something, or it just all of a sudden in that cutscene goes to a lower how do you call it, screen resolution than 1080p, so that's why the screen gets all of a sudden so small, and the scene afterwards is normal again, so that's also something over there. By the way, also if you play this game, you have to put it on compatibility mode. It's only Windows 7 compatible, so not even Windows 8 or 8.1 or Windows 10, Windows 11, nothing like that. Windows 7 compatible, so go to the game files. I'll show you how I do that. Let me see where I can actually do that. Go to properties, yeah, game files, and then this one over here, you go to properties and you do compatibility and you change it for all users, and then you here select Windows 7 and then you apply, and you do the same over here also with this this launcher over here. So this one and this one, you should both put the rest, Punkbuster you don't need to worry about because we're not playing online. But if you're playing online even also, then you need to put also Punkbuster over here, enable that also, the compatibility mode. So there you go. I'm gonna continue here the game. And battle log also, you could go there also to the file of battle log and then activate. If you have any problems, if you install that patch to play online, that community patch, then you probably need to put battle log also in compatibility mode. By the way, this computer, there's nothing here in overclock. This computer is completely stock. So the memory is stock, stock configurations. CPU is stock, GPU is stock. So no overclock applied here on anything. By the way, the 5500 is not such a great CPU to overclock. Well, it is if you have a good cooler, but there is a problem with the 5500 and the 4500 also. 6-core 12-threaded. These chips, they don't have a dual die configuration. Then with Infinity Fabric, they have a single die. And the problem with that is because they have a single die, they have a very small surface area where the heat can spread. And with the dual die configurations, that's like 5600, 5700. Those kind of chips, they have dual die, so do two dies next to each other with Infinity Fabric. And what does it mean? It means that the heat is more separated over two heat areas under the heat spreader that goes on top of the CPU, where your cooler goes on top of it. And because of that, this one also, when you load games and stuff, and sometimes when you load between levels, you listen even the vent spinning up a little bit, because it's a single die configuration, and therefore 6-core 12 threads in one die, therefore it gets much hotter in one part of the die, instead of having two separate ones. Like for example, the 5600 has that. They have two dies next to each other, so the heat spreads better. It's also a 6-core 12-threaded. Wait a second. Restart from last. No, I don't want to do that. You know. So that's just for you to know. You know. So this is a little bit more of a noisier chip, and it's a little bit, how do you call it? A bigger cooler helps in this CPU, and it's a little bit more noisy than many dual die configurations. But then single die configuration like this, these are the same dies that are used in the APUs, the ones that have a graphical processor on board. The advantage of these CPUs is that most of the times they run in about 55 watts, so they have very low power consumption. It's also because they have a lower cache. This one is 19 megabytes of cache, and then the 5600 is 36 megas, so I have the double of cache. What do I need to do now to get to him? I'm not understanding. Mother is over there. Okay, mother, but how do I get to you? The advantage of these ones is these are the same dies that the APUs use, and the APUs have way better memory controllers in it because they have a graphical core on board, so they put a better memory controller in there, so you can get your APU graphics higher, which makes a lot of sense, you know, because when you have a graphical core on board, what you want is higher memory speeds. Okay, I just need to go under it or something. Is that what's happening over here? Yeah, needs to be. And he's just standing here in the middle. Are you kidding me? So yeah, they have way better memory controllers in it. And that's the advantage of these ones. So these ones, you know, I have here 3200, which is just stock. Normally, what the 5500 supports. But if you stick here 3600 in it, or 3800 megahertz, or Megatransforce MT memory in it, even 4000 to 4400, probably you can clock it that high with XMP. So you know, these ones, they have that advantage. They are low power consumption. They run a little bit hotter because they cannot spread the heat so well. But then the memory controllers in here are really good. You can clock your memory really high on these ones. You can get even lucky, maybe that you get 4800 out of it or something, you know. That's the advantage of the 5500. The 4500 is way cheaper. It's about, in Portugal, about 20 euros cheaper than the 5500. It's also a 6-core and 12-threaded chip, but the 4500 has the same cache, but it's based on not Zen 3, but Zen 2. Actually a refined version of Zen 1, actually, but you could call it Zen 2. The problem with that is, so it has the same core in it as the 1600 and the 2600 and the 3600. So it's actually a 1600 version, a refined version. And the problem with those chips is that, yeah, they are 20 bucks, 22 bucks cheaper. But the problem with them is that you can get the same average frame rate, but the minimum frame rates are really bad with those ones. So they have all of a sudden drops that all of a sudden, literally the minimum frame rate all of a sudden drops to 20 or 30 or something. So you're running on, for example, in Apex Legends you're running on 120 frames per second. I'll just give an example, depends on your graphics card. But then the minimum frame rate all of a sudden is dropping to 30 or something, or 40, you know. The 1% lows, you know. And the 0.1% low. So you know, and that is, then you have a really bad experience. You get really stutters all over the place. So I don't recommend buying actually those ones, the 4500. You can actually better than buy yourself the second-hand 1600 AF. That's then the refined version. That's Zen 1 enhanced, or the 2600 or 2700 or 3600, 3700 or something second-hand. You could get that for the same price, you know, as a 4500. But you know, the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows are really important. And the 4500, while it has the same cache as this one, the 1% lows are really bad. So, you know. We don't want that. Then you have really those huge stutters. It makes it really unplayable, you know. And with this one, you probably have then 1% lows that are maybe then 60, and 0.1% lows you then have maybe in Apex Legends. You have them maybe 60 frames per second, you know. You know, that makes it completely different, you know. Once you start dropping under the 60 with your 1% and 0.1% lows, then it becomes really stuttery and unplayable. So I need some other weapon probably, man. Is there not somewhere here that I can pick up a better weapon? Did I miss something? Is there not somewhere here another weapon? So yeah, that is why, and that's why also those ones in Portugal sell for about 52 euros, the 4500. They the 6-core 12 thread, but for gaming they're not good. If you're doing other things, you know, you need just content creation, stuff like that, you know, then there's many scenarios where actually the 4500 will be just fine, you know. But for gaming, yeah, those 1% and 0.1% lows, you know, if those ones are really, really bad, then spend the extra 20 bucks and get the 5500. Also because this is way more refined, you know, this technology. So it's more efficient, and oh my god, I was behind something, I think. So Zen 3 is also yeah, much more energy efficient, and yeah, just the difference between Zen 2 and Zen 3 is enormous. That's why the 3000 series Horizons were such an evolution. Was because yeah, they were the first times that they yeah, they were really competitive even for gaming, you know, and also extremely efficient. That they actually beat most Intel solutions in gaming and in efficiency, which is also like really important efficiency. So there you go. Man, I wonder how this guy is shooting me, man. Yeah, I'm gone. Check yourself some benchmarks on YouTube, and then you can see that the 4500 versus the 5500 Ryzen. That the 4500 also, by the way, it doesn't have 19. I said that wrong. The 4500 doesn't have 19 megabytes of cache. It has only 11. But even that would, even in mini games, wouldn't be even an issue. That there are some games, by the way, really cache sensitive, but there are also many games that are not. But yeah, that is just a chip that is very bad in 1% and 0.1% low. So there you go. Not recommended for gaming, but if you need it for all just content creation, is fine, you know. If you just were wanting, you're making YouTube videos, or you do some light music production or something, and you need a lot of cores, you know, then it's fine, you know. The 4500. There's lots of. If you're not a gamer, then the 4500 actually has even just a multimedia PC and you know, that kind of thing. Then it's actually fantastic, you know. Don't I have another weapon or something? This is not the problem that I don't have the right. I just need a sniper for you. Okay, we just need to do this. Okay, that's the problem that I'm making. Okay, I'm seeing it already. So if you're not a gamer and you just need a good multimedia PC or yeah, music production or something that you're doing on a lighter level, you know, streaming or recording or something, you know, for making YouTube content that you're not gaming, then there's nothing wrong with the 4500. Actually performs really well in those kinds of tasks, you know. But when it's really something that's cache sensitive and 0.1 and 1% lows like gaming, then yeah, the 4500 is not recommended. Esports, many esport games, it plays pretty well actually, you know. But there are some games like Epic Legends is one of them where yeah, the 1% lows and 0.1% lows are so abysmal that you get really stutters all over the place. Oh god. Oh my god. So it's not a chip also that you shouldn't buy, the 4500. Yeah, the 4500 basically is that. Yeah, it's just like a refined Zen 1, Zen 2, basically. I was really distracted now with all of this. Oh! Still killed me while the airstrike was coming in. And also, if you are running like a really older graphics card or something, you know, then the 4500 is fine. Also, you know, it is. I'm here talking also, you know, about you then running a recent okay graphics card, because if you're running a very old graphics card, then that whole thing with the 1% lows and 0.1% lows doesn't even gonna affect you so much, you know. So you know, it depends a little bit what you're doing, you know. You're running an older graphics card, really an oldie, then that doesn't even really matter so much, you know. Because the tests I saw were also with quite recent beefy graphics cards that with the 4500 the 1% and the 0.1% lows were so bad. So it depends completely. So it's not a chip you should ignore. Everybody in YouTube channels, besides one of them, I don't remember the name of the guy, but there's one YouTuber that actually made a very fair video about it and tested it for what it was and said it's actually quite good. But many people were completely dumping on that chip. That chip is not so bad, but you know, it's that's what I'm saying, you know, the 1% to 0.1% lows when you are in certain configurations and with certain things, it's really bad, you know. So it depends completely. And then also, you know, also some, you know, the 5500, for some people you should ignore it also, you know. If you have a really decent graphics card, then and you want to play Doom, the Dark Ages, then 5500 is not even gonna really do the job for you, you know. Not even the 5700 or the 5600. In that case, you should get anything 5700, 3700, something like that, 7700, 8700, 9700, because there's many games like Doom, the Dark Ages, where you need really 8 cores and 16 threads. So there the 5500 and the 4500 will not serve you at all. I mean, it can run, but it's going to be literally unplayable, you know, that. So even today 6 cores and 12 threaded chips, you know, so already a little bit complicated, you know. He's over there. Oh my god, there's my bloody button again. Need to hang out a little bit over here. He's over there, that son of a bitch. Out of ammo. Where is he, man? I'm not seeing him at all. Want to just hang out a little bit over here, get my my health back. I don't even have ammo anymore. That's beautiful. Okay, we got it done. Dude, I need ammo. Even the 8-core 16-threaded chips like 3700, 5700, those ones you can actually get for a quite reasonable price, but second hand then, but the new they're still quite pricey, the 8-core 16-threaded ones. The cheapest I saw was the 5700, that's an 8-core 16-threaded, was like, but it was even a promotion, it was like 150 or something, 159. And then you have also the 7700 and the 8700, they go for 169 to 189. So there you go. So there are also people, you have a more recent graphics card, a more high-end one. You want to really play the latest of the latest with all sorts of, how do you call that, ray tracing and stuff like that. Then yeah, even 6 cores and 12 threads today, not all games are gonna run on that. There's literally already a couple of games on the market today where you literally already need a minimum 5700 or 3700. So we're talking about 8 cores and 16 threaded chips. It's sometimes a bit exaggerated also, minimum specs. There's also, I've had it also already also that game said that something wouldn't run on a particular CPU and it runs fine, you know. I mean, it's a little bit of an experiment you have to do. The FX X CPU is one of those chips where many games say it doesn't support it, but it runs actually quite well on it. But again, also the FX is also that kind of chip like the 4500 that can get very high frame rates, but the 1% and 0.1% lows are really not good, you know. And that's the problem with the FX, you know. You can get really high average frame rates, but 1% lows and 0.1% lows can be miserable. And that's where the stutter comes from. That's why they call them also the stutter chips. Because they just have those little dips for a moment where they just all of a sudden drop so low that you get micro stutters. So yeah, you want to be really totally well, future-proof is always difficult to say, but you want to be able to play everything. You have a more high-end modern graphics card. You want to go even for 1440p and 4K gaming, then with ray tracing and stuff like that, then actually you should minimum get anything 8-core 16 threaded, so 5700, 5800 and 7700, 7800, stuff like that. Where's the other one? I'm not even seeing him. So it was something for a kind of crazy backtracking all of a sudden. I need ammo. Come on, son. Hello? Give me ammo. No, if I like this gun. It's an AK, but I think I want another one. The same one. I like the other gun more, to be very honest. But there you go. What do you have here? Little shotgun. I don't want that also. Whatever. I'll take it. Better for me. Hello. Quite an interesting map this, to be very honest. Where are we? Holy moly, go, 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 go. Interesting map. This whole water thing like this reminds me of Battlefield 4. A lot of this kind of stuff going on. Yeah, still quite a quite enjoyable campaign. You saw that or not? That bot was over there a little bit freaking out. Come on, son, give me some ammunition. Ah, he was over there on the roof, man. I didn't even saw him. Yeah, still the campaign not bad, not bad. I have to admit. Getting now a little bit more interesting. At the beginning was a lot of holding hands, but now it starts to get a little bit more interesting. But that's also a little bit the problem also, you know. Let's face it, you know. How many games did you actually really finish, you know? How many games you play an hour or two and then you go like, yeah, I'm not really liking this so much, you know. But sometimes you have to play a game really till the end, you know. I had that to several games already that I played for an hour or two and then I thought they were shit, the games, and then many years later I picked them up again and then I played them more than 2 or 3 hours, and then I all saw, yeah, it was actually not a bad game at all, you know. Sometimes also we give sometimes up a little bit too quickly, you know. Holy moly, man. It's also a little bit sometimes the problem. I'm going to be really honest with you, you know. I have this problem with Steam. I have this problem with Origin and with Epic. If you have too many games, then oh, holy moly. And then sometimes it's really complicated, you know. You have a too big catalog of games, and you very quickly you're jumping. You play a little bit of a game, and then you think like you don't like the first little bit of it, you know, and then you immediately give up, you know, because you have so much more to play, and then you jump to another game, and then you play sometimes several games without ever really not even finishing one of 5 games that you play, you know, and that's a little bit the problem of having too much, you know. When you have too many games and too much stuff in your back catalog, Sometimes, first of all, it's difficult to pick a game because you have just too much stuff to search for. Through too many trees, you can't see the forest anymore. And then it's also the kind of thing that if you don't have so many games, then you're not going to so quickly give up, you know, on the game. You're going to then... and also if you get them all really cheap in the sales, in the Steam sales, then it's also that kind of thing like, I got it really cheap, and you play it a little bit and you have a lot of other stuff to play, and then you very quickly give up. But if you don't have so many games, then you can easier find a game to play, and you also, because you don't have so many, you are forced actually to finish many games, you know. So you also take your time to finish it because, well, it's very simple. You don't have nothing else to play, or at least not much else to play. So having a lot sometimes, you know. Sometimes less is more, you know. I had that lately also, a couple of times I had that lately with all the games. I started playing my old catalog, and I started playing them and I was very quickly giving up, and then I corrected myself and I thought, no, you know, the first part I didn't like, or there was a major puzzle that I couldn't crack, or an obstacle or something, and then I very quickly gave up on it, and I thought, like, I've done it now many times. No, I'm going to continue playing this. I'm going to figure out how to finish this. I'm going to give it a chance, you know. And then many times you discover that some games can be actually quite good, you know, if you don't give up so quickly. So there you go. Needs to be also a game that is within what you really like. I mean, there's also, just don't ask me really to play RPGs and stuff like that, because that's just not for me, you know, or certain real-time strategy games. So, you know, I mean, it's also that, you know, there's sometimes just a game that will just never work with you the way the game is, or what you normally like in games, you know. So, you know, this rule doesn't go always, you know. Some games you have to experiment, and if you then continue and you don't give up, then they can become a very good experience. And there are also games that are just bad or just not made for you, and then it's never gonna happen. Dude, what do we need to do here? You now stay here like some sort of a, I don't know what to do now, man. Maybe we encountered another kind of bug or something, because I'm not understanding what I need to do now, man, to get out of here. So yeah, sometimes it's really a little bit, we give up too quickly, or at least I give up too quickly. I'm not sure, also such a completionist, as they call it, person who, how do you call that, finishes everything, you know. I just don't have that really in my nature, but sometimes we give up a little bit too quickly, you know, and then we'll never really experience the things also the way they should be. Didn't we just came through this? Yeah, we did, man. Really weird. I don't know what to do next, man. No, I don't know. There's something I have to do here that I'm not seeing, or maybe somebody is still alive over here. Dude. So it was a case of backtracking. What? And now what? That was weird. So you have still an old back catalog of games, and you don't know what to buy, and you don't want to buy this modern trash slop that they today sell you. You know, go back to your back catalog and play those old games that you have never finished, and you will see the great time that you will have. And try some of those games that you have never finished. Try it. And the nice thing of it, many older games are better anyway. You don't need crazy expensive new hardware. Older games are cheap, and many people have even their whole back catalog still full of stuff they have never played or have never finished, like I have. And that's what I'm lately even when doing. I'm like, all the modern games, it's all slop, they're all crap, they're expensive. I have so much still I haven't even played. I'm gonna start going through my old back catalog and play those games that, or I've played very little and I've never finished. Instead of spending any more money on especially modern slop, to be very honest. And yet there's then also always that luck that you have still, that sometimes games are being given for free, especially on the Epic Store, you know, but even some other storefronts do that sometimes. Where is he? He's over there somewhere. And then also, I've noticed that also even the games that they give away for free on Epic, there's lots of games in there, they're fantastic, you know. Also some are a little bit older, some are actually quite recent. And, you know, with the price of modern games and the crap that most of them are, just play those ones, man. And you will be amazed the good time that you can have, and the money that you can put in your pocket, that you can save. I mean, the latest thing that there were for some games that wanted to now start asking already $80 and stuff, man. $80 is, by the way, 90 euros, you know, it's almost 100 euros just for a video game, you know. Some games that literally just last you like a campaign of 6 hours or something, or even just purely single player, you know. I mean, come on, you know. $80. The Ryzen 5 5500 CPU is 72 euros, you know. So $80 or 90 euros, you know, for a video game, that's the price of a processor, you know. You can buy yourself a really fast 1 terabyte NVMe and then still keep $15 in your pocket or something, you know. It's, or even a motherboard you can get already for that kind of money, you know. And that they're asking today for one video game, single player games even, you know. Games that you can some of them finish in 6 hours or something, you know. It's completely ludicrous. I mean, there's some games I can understand, you know, that they ask a little bit more for it because you get so much playability out of it, and months or years multiplayer, and like GTA or Battlefield, you know. That for me, some, you know, there are certain games, you know, that you can get so much out of it, and content out of it that's then maybe even worth it, but that needs to be and also be one game that you would play for months or something, or maybe even years, you know, because otherwise, you know, and then even many people just prefer to wait a couple of months and get it for half of the price, or you know, sometimes even less than that. Sometimes you wait a couple of months and you get the game already with 60, 70, 80% discount, you know. So there you go, you know. Times are hard for people, and people don't have just money to spend. At least many people don't have. Dude, you're walking slow? Come on. Stuck on the door. Oh, he's gonna open it now, okay. And wait for those summer sales, you know, on EA games or on Steam, and you wait for that a little bit, you know, you pick yourself up a couple of games for sometimes a tenner or $20 or something. So. And with the tens and thousands of games that there are, hundreds of thousands of games actually that exist, you know. There's so much to play, you know. Do you need to play the latest and the greatest? Unless it's something that really turns you up and down. But many times it's not even, you know. So, I can understand for certain people that are really fan of a certain franchise, you know, and they put hundreds of thousands of hours in it, you know, then I can even understand that they pay that kind of money, you know, but many games are not worth that kind of money at all, not even close. Some of them are not even worth the price that they cost in sale when they have 80% discount, to be very honest. And then also there's so much free-to-play games and games that are being given for free, so... These cutscenes are really good. Excellent, actually. It's not that this game was a cheap game. This game was an expensive production. That I can really tell you, especially for that time. This was 2012, October 2012. So yeah, this came out also in the same time that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out. Yes. And Battlefield 3, by the way, came out in 2011. So this one was October 2012, so almost 2013. So I think I'm actually quite correct that this is actually running on an enhanced or a pre-version of the same engine that was used in Battlefield 4 and in Battlefield Hardline. Yeah, makes totally sense. Yeah, so we're still playing, by the way, not in high graphics. This is in medium graphics. This is the way the game configured itself. But then we have ultra textures going on. And it looks absolutely brilliant. And I want to leave it like this also because it by itself configured itself like that. So this is what this game thinks is the best for this hardware. And it looks really, really amazing actually. Now I could even go for a high or something, but then I have the feeling that probably I have to just, and that's what I want to try a little bit later on in this game. Then I'm gonna, how do you call that? Just play one or two levels with the same settings, but then in high. But I wouldn't be surprised if that would actually drop the frame rate a little bit. Holy moly! Look, we could actually, with ultra texture, textures like this, and then vertical sync. It looks actually amazing, this. It really does. Holy moly, man. Son of a gun. Shot me with an RPG, man. No, it's totally enjoyable campaign, to be very honest. It really is. But I can very good understand that people would play the first hour. They would probably drop this game and would never pick it up again. I think this is already way more interesting, but the first hour gives you an impression that that's not good. It's here it's already way more interesting. Where are they? Oh, where are the enemies? Oh, he's over there, man. I'm shooting on my own. That's interesting. Okay, they're all coming through here. Oh, where is he? I'm not seeing him, man. Yeah, you're mine. Yeah, so this is the kind of game also that you need to play a little bit longer, you know. You know, I can understand, and also people would buy it on Steam, you know, they would like play it for an hour or something and have a 2 hour of return window that they can return the game if they don't like it, you know. And I can understand that people that would play the first hour of this game would be like, you know, how it's on rails and stuff, you know, and this is already way better over here, but I think most people have never even played it this far, you know what I mean? They just returned it, you know, after 1 hour, or oh my god. Or they have it still in their library and they just played it an hour or something, and they never touched it again. I'm not gonna judge this game on the whole thing of being on rails and holding hands and that kind of stuff and being all scripted, because I don't like it so much, but some people like it. But the rest of the game, the first hour I thought wasn't good at all. This part over here, now what I'm now playing, I would give this game a 6 to a 7 out of 10. Being more fair, is 6 out of 10 to be very honest. 7 out of 10 doesn't deserve. But a 6 out of 10 definitely deserves. As a single player, not bad at all. Okay, so we're gonna mark the target again. Yeah, it's interesting. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. It's very, very enjoyable, but not the first hour. But on this kind of minigun on a real kind of thing is that I don't really appreciate so much, but the other Medal of Honor had this also, so to keep everything in the good spirit they put this in here also. This kind of thing for me is many times not the most enjoyable thing, but then again they're giving you a lot of different things in the game, so you cannot be saying this game is not dynamic. Lots of different scenarios and things going on. And the replayability, yeah, doesn't really have so much probably of that. I'll see it. I'll make my judgment about that in the end of the game. I don't think this game is gonna have such a replayability. The single player, the multiplayer did, because I've played it several times and it was good. So not bad at all. You see, these older games, you know, there was no ray tracing, no frame generation and upscaling and DLSS and stuff like that, but just rasterized rendering over here, but it looks clear as a bell, all of this. The modern stuff just all looks blurry and ghosting going on and foggy. It's really, really strange. The modern games, they look like crap compared to this. They really do. Yeah, they can have some more details and higher graphics fidelity in some things, but then all the other stuff that they do with it completely destroys the end result, you know. It looks incredible, this. And I'm only playing this on a 1080p screen, so imagine somebody who has really a 4K screen or something, or 1440p, you know. Looks amazing, this. What? I wasn't expecting that we were gonna go through this. That looks amazing, man. And by the way, I've noticed that the first part 1 that I played was running very shaky, and I've noticed that putting the compatibility mode in those two files I showed you in the game files have absolutely made this game way more stable. It just it feels more stable. It reacts quicker. It is it just runs better. Windows 7 is quite compatible with Windows 8 and Windows 10, but that depends a little bit the game, you know. I've noticed with older games that sometimes it can be a real issue, and there's also many old games that, by the way, run lovely, that are actually normally not Windows 10 compatible. Windows 10 compatible is actually quite good, but there are some games that yeah, you really notice if you put it really in the right compatibility mode. But I'm not saying here that Windows 10 is bad in compatibility. On the contrary, it's one of the best Windows versions ever if it concerns backwards compatibility with older Windows. So He was over there, man. I didn't even saw him, man. Like, I could shoot him through the chair. That's actually quite cool. That worked. Hey, the guy had a shotgun, man. Bastard. So what I need to do now? Okay, place charge. Knock knock. Funny. Nice Easter egg that. Yeah. It looks amazing, this game, man. And inside the building over here with the wood and stuff. Really looks good. Holy moly, where is he? Oh. Oh, go. Looks incredible, this game. Looks really good. Oh! What's going on? Where are you? I'm amazed how good it still looks. Oh, whoa, go. Me again with the bloody... Oh, that was mine. On the stairway, 10 o'clock. That depends on where you are. Very interesting map, this. Oh, what happened? Was that a cutscene? Yeah, it was. In the time that this game came out, there was a lot of competition. That's really true. When Black Ops 2 came out, from Battlefield, from Call of Duty, from many other franchises. But I think that this game got more negative credit than it actually deserves. But I think that has to do also with people not playing the game until the end. Oh. Dude, I need ammo, man. You got ammo for me? Let's go pistol, just man. I want to go pistol. Give me a pistol. Oh. Bloody button again. Flashbang. There's, by the way, sales going on EA, but the games got a little bit more expensive, and this one is actually not in the sales, or at least I don't think it is. No, it is actually. It's 50% off. Yes, normally it's 20 euros. It's now 10 euros, but that's not such a great discount because all the Battlefield versions are like 2 euros a pop. So, you know, and Need for Speed series are all 5 euros a pop. So, not the cheapest this one is, you know. So its normal price is 20 bucks, and now it's 10 bucks. Just by the way, just also, I'm not steering the boat, you know. Impossible to hit anything with this boat like this. Very difficult. That was happening. Is there anything that cannot go wrong in this game, you know? It's war, explosions, car crashes, floods, end of the world, basically. So now I can control the boat, but the first ride I couldn't. And it was basically impossible. The movement, with the boat ride before, it was impossible to hit anything, to be very honest. It really was. Now I am the one over here that's driving the boat. Or let's say floating the boat. Looks incredible. That it really does. Holds up really well. This single player, the multiplayer not so much. Again, like the other Metal of Honor, the audio is really low. And the audio in the control menu is just standing full power. So what that exactly is about with this game, I don't know. Interesting snipe mission. You fired too early. Oh my god. We get the timed firing. That for me is a little bit, but never mind. So don't fire. That's basically it. You shot the wrong target. Oh god. The captain is over there. Okay, so it must be him now. Shot the wrong target. Oh my lord. So it needs to be him now. Pronto, okay. Little bit sniper ghost warrior thing going on over there with the sniping and seeing the bullet going through the air. Interesting. You see, I always want to immediately kill everything I see moving. So I need to follow him, I need to run behind him for sure. Come on. Not gonna give me that hole. Oh, cutscene again, yeah, they're gonna. There's a magazine hanging there on his back in a very strange place. Looks really weird. Yeah, the chases again, man. My god. Also a thing I don't enjoy in video games, but there you go. Well, depends what it is, but in Need for Speed Rivals, chasing is very, very, very cool, but these kind of chases I don't like. Holy moly. Okay, that was weird also, man. Okay, so now you need to all of a sudden forget about the other guy that's running away. And that's weird. Why can my team, I got 4 guys with me, why can my team not keep on shooting on the other guys, you know, chase, and I can keep on chasing him? Doesn't really make any sense. Oh, now all of a sudden his chase thing is gone. Doesn't really make any sense that, but there you go. By the way, my other weapon. They don't play around, these boys. Piracy at sea $1 billion every year. It's the amount of crap that they steal from boats and stuff. Piracy. Oh, I shot by accident the other guy. Oh my god, that I need to follow. My whole team should just keep on firing here on the other enemies over here, and I keep on chasing the other one. How about that? Saw that? He all of a sudden glitched on top of that those boxes over there. It looked a little bit weird. That. Again, was here and there some strange. Give me some ammo, friend. No, I need to keep on running. Ah, no, he's still running over here. Yeah, it's an interesting campaign and not really that bad. Oh yeah, if I look at the modern slop that comes out, then I can really tell you honestly that games that were very bad received many years ago are today actually really good compared to a lot of modern stuff. So the modern stuff is that bad that what was a decade ago crap, you know, is today actually way more interesting. And not the first time I lately had that I looked at games that were a decade ago really received bad, that today they're actually really good. In other words, the crap that comes out today is just so bad. I need to keep a volume, okay. Where is he? Like so weird of going from chasing somebody to a firefight to chasing somebody to a firefight, you know. It doesn't really... oh, and now I didn't even saw that it was him. Because his symbol wasn't on top of him. Oh god. Yeah, that's a little bit bad done that, to be very honest. Oh my god, hand grenade. Yeah, we need to shoot them from inside of the building over there. That's the idea. I already don't like the chasing thing too much, especially not this one in food like this. But then especially this thing of chasing and then start having a whole firefight and then chasing again, for me is very weird. This. So you guys are just gonna eat her out of your nose? Are you kidding me? Oh. Now I'm even afraid to shoot because I don't know if that's still the guy that I'm chasing. That just happened already. Okay, chase. Now you start chasing again. That's what I want. Give me that. Oh, go, go, go. Oh, this was mine. Oh God. Yeah, a lot of things in this campaign that work and a lot of things in this campaign that don't work at all. It's really a mixed bag, this campaign, this game. Oh! Hand grenade. Okay, and I'm gonna approach this. Oh, I don't have any more ammunition. That's bad news. Oh. Yeah, it's quite enjoyable, to be very honest. Not bad at all. Could have some things a little bit better thought of, but in general, it's quite enjoyable. Go! Let's go. Okay, he's still running over there.
Up. Nice one in the middle of the bridge. I'm gonna go to the next checkpoint and then we'll leave it for today. So the guy you're chasing, actually, if you just go through this really tranquil and you don't run, and you just shoot all the guys like that, the guy's not going to really run away from you, you know. The whole thing is that, you know, you just need to, but it doesn't really make so much sense, you know, when you're chasing somebody and he's actually all the time just sort of waiting for you, you know. Now he's over there, you know. Anyway, keep on chasing him wherever he went. Okay, we got him. You have seen this, and no crashes whatsoever. You can here and there have a bug and stuff, but no crashes. These were the times. Okay guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you all. Thank you very much for watching and for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to check the rest tomorrow, I do part 3. So tune in if you're interested. Anyway, hope to catch you in the next one. Stay safe, take care, cheers and beers.